Hello, hello. Let's see. I'm getting this show on the road. I was actually just using up most of my AP, whatever it's called. So it's already running. I've already got the game running in the background, just making sure that I've used up all my resources for the day and whatnot. So, you know, it's gonna be quite a, well, not quick, but ready stream. Already so early, so ready to be going and doing my thing. But yeah, whether or not I'll actually beat some of the divine interventions is a little bit curious. I'm not sure. I do think that some of them are kind of easy in my experience, but yeah, at the same time, I feel like I could be doing better for some of them. I do want the ability to change between some of the seasonal events. So, do not show again, galactic disaster, yeah, all of them seem to get the same one. So it's quite interesting that you can have the Forbidden Catalyst, like Season 1 event ongoing, so long as you just never remove the seasonal event from your codices. So that was kind of interesting. But how is everyone otherwise? I hope everyone's doing good. I hope everyone's having a nice weekend so far. As for me, yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Just a little bit sleepy. Honestly, I wish I could, like, pause time, maybe sleep 10 times the amount I normally do, go into a little bit of hibernation, you know, for winter and all of that. And, I don't know, having dreams is really nice, but I feel if I were to ever record down where my dreams are, I'd be like, what on earth was I thinking about? Like, what is my subconscious mind going into? So, I don't know. Excuse me. I just had to mute my mic for a second there. Then another thing, with the patch notes of this season, I've actually not done too well at Dimensional Twilight. But I guess I'll see by the end of it. Apparently, it's it feels a little bit more difficult. At least I've not got a whole lot of Justice characters built up, and even using Magna, she's not that fast to dealing damage, so it leaves me with a little bit of a dilemma where she doesn't end up dealing a whole lot of damage on the turn that I use her, but ends up dealing more damage on ending the turn. But that takes too many turns on Dimensional Twilight, so maybe a character better for Tower of Screams. Who knows? Excuse me. So, I'll get this show on the road. Let's take this over to the 0 system. Perhaps. And then we'll go to Chaos, 0 system. And then we have the Codex. So, I've got one, I think, from yesterday. I am trying to kind of grind out some of the upgrades. It's just, man oh man, it takes a lot of runs to grind out some of these updates. Like Ascendant Revolution, Ascendant Revelation is a really good upgrade, but excuse me, I think I've got something in my throat. Ascendant Revelation is really good, especially that it brings you all the way up to plus 15% chance to have a divine epiphany, but I just want to activate this one so I can get the additional pick a combatant to copy the cards of instead of having to just guess. I mean, sometimes you end up in a situation where it picks the exact wrong combatant, and I also did an Orlea run, I think maybe yesterday during stream actually, but that didn't turn out so well. I did win. I mean, I feel like it's not so much of an issue if I'm gonna win, but more so an issue of will I actually get a good deck out of it? So, little bit of a hassle there. I do need to fully fill out the upgrades, then I think it'll be way faster, streamlined and everything, to begin doing the zero system and getting like a final deck of some kind. So following that tradition, I'm going to actually get rid of this, and we're gonna try aim for a Divine Epiphany. Unfortunately, none of those. I do not mind. And here we go, Nihilim's Gaze. When 4 attack cards are used, end turn? Oh my gosh. That seems a little bit brutal. I guess, I mean, this is always going to be the case, but it looks like a job for 9. So she can use her, a Huey card. A Huey card, if you will. So I'm gonna pick the first one. I don't really mind. I mean, most of these are probably okay. Neglect is pretty bad, and ending the turn after 4 attack cards, pretty bad as well, but I'm not too worried, actually. I think what we're going to do, however, is instead of having... Okay, I need to double check, because Cassius has had some revamps as well, right? And if we check his Manifest Egos, I don't actually have a whole lot of duplicates of him. So, then again, it doesn't seem like it actually matters that much. We probably want to make a new Cassius deck, though, and we can probably throw on some more healing. I do already have, like, a really good Cassius grind sort of deck. Oh my goodness, my throat. And yeah, this one was fairly decent. I think it's going to be quite difficult to top that, actually. I've got a whole bunch of cards here, and then I kept Spirit Cafox. Oh, yeah, I kept this one because Spirit Cafox was exhaust this card, then create a copy of a card in your draw pile. It was so powerful, but now it doesn't do that. Now it just applies Retrieve. So honestly, this can just be dismantled. I don't so much care for it anymore. This one, I don't know, do I keep this as a memory of Season 1? Who knows? This one's pretty good, except the armor is all of low rarity. Then, yeah. I'm thinking we go for something like this again, just a massive card draw deck. So let's try for Cassius. I'm wondering if Magna is even a good choice here. At least Cassius isn't going to have a whole lot of attack cards, so I'm not overly worried about it, but yeah. I think, perhaps I should structure this a little bit more as if this were a TV show of some kind, but I did kind of want to run through, as I was doing last time, on my thoughts about Season 2. So I had spoken previously of how I liked some of the cards and some of them I had issues with. Speaking generally, I think the story was pretty fine as well. I don't think that there were a whole lot of details regarding some of the characters in the background, because we really haven't gone to the meat of everything yet. I mean, when do we get Chapter 2? I'm not sure, but I hope that when it releases we'll get a bunch more information for it, because we've got 2 of the characters here, and I don't really know. Would you like to move to the challenge mission for Galactic Medal? Excuse me? Oh, okay. So this is how you fill it in. Contact the memory of the golden mane possessed by Lumen? I see. And then obtain 32,000 total credits. Yeah, well, looking at this, I've already done 1/3 of it. So I'm not far off. Well, just above 1/3 of it as well, actually. Quite a bit, quite a bit. Complete all Burning Life challenge missions. I'm unsure of what that means. Did that say, oh, replicated Ludi? Nice name. Yeah, I don't think we'll be playing through that one, but we will be doing the Divine one, the Divine Intervention. So, Codex, and then Divine Intervention. And then we've got our little team here. I don't think it should be too bad. And I think this codex is actually removed if you lose whatsoever. I could be wrong about that. I just don't wholly or entirely remember. But I do know that this is meant to be more of a roguelike experience, which to me insinuates that I will lose this if I, well, lose or die. So triple the hit count of attack cards, pretty nice. And then let's remove cards. I think we'll remove cards. I think that's probably for the best. So we'll remove at least this one. Then I think we'll remove back edge parry as well. Just thin out the deck in the early beginning is always a good option. And it would be nice, actually, if I could see the codex at the top, or the archives at the top, so that I know what it is I want to explore in order to complete my exploration of this chaos manifestation. But that might be for future use. So we've got the arena here. It's always so unfortunate that I can't hit multiple of the arena. I really want to just be able to deck out fully. This seems like the best path, honestly, so we'll take, oh gosh, 2 really evil ones here. We can try the elites. I mean, I'm gonna go 3 or 2. Let's do up, and then we'll see what happens there. I mean, this should be fairly straightforward, right? I don't think there'll be much issue. I hope so, anyway. And then we've got 3 attacks done in 1 turn here. Not bad. 3 attacks. And then if I had a 4th one, well, it would end my turn. But thankfully I don't. Well, kind of unthankfully, because I actually wanted to get rid of this guy. But it doesn't matter. He's gone anyway. Just playing with Hugh, though, on the Nihilum Epiphany is so much fun because of how strong it is. So, I mean, tripling the final damage of anything? Kind of nuts. So weaken all enemies, add extra weaken equal to number of enemies. Interesting. Okay. Parasitic Spores seems like the best. I so desperately need just more attack cards. Let's see if I can get Fighting Spirit. Okay, never mind. It doesn't let me choose. I thought it would let me choose, but I don't know. Sometimes the text gets cut off and you can't see what some of the little event choices are. Okay, I mean, we can just do Hugh, and that's it. He's gone. He's done and done for. Done and dusted. Done and forgotten.
Perhaps we will see something more interesting with this elite monster.
And so now it also becomes a question of, okay, I got Counterblade. Maybe it would be nice to get the upgrade of this that activates it once per turn. I mean, so far, that Epiphany seems to be superseding most of the other Epiphanies that exist. Like, if I just keep on increasing the level of Hue and I just keep on using it, it turns out to be some of the strongest cards in the game. Joker, pretty good. And then we'll throw on that. Yeah, because we're going to be triggering Hue a lot of times, especially on one-on-one. That's going to be essential. So we can do 2 interactions now. Ego points, I can't say I'm bothered. Then we'll continue onward. We'll do... yeah, we're going to go up here. So the elites didn't turn out to be as much of an issue as I thought they would be, but then again, we're not like at a really high level. They're about my level right now. And then let's see if we can get this to trigger to all. I cannot. Okay, that's unfortunate. We can't get the AP one at least, so I can use 2 more of my cards. Then this is going to trigger Fighting Spirit. Yeah. Okay. So then get rid of this one so it doesn't accidentally trigger it. And then we'll use this Fighting Spirit to trigger Hugh. And hopefully, yeah, it does trigger 3 times as well, even when exhausted by another card. So, because I used 4... Oh, it does count, however, towards 4. Let's see. Yes! At the beginning of the round as well. Oh, so very nice. I'm just wondering if I can get even more epiphanies. I do so badly want the upgrade, you know? Where I just get more divine epiphanies, so that I can really play off of having a whole bunch of... Okay. If this multi-hits, does this draw... Okay, no, it doesn't guarantee drawing cards. That's unfortunate. I did think that if I were to be able to draw cards via that it would be nice, but maybe not. Devil Dice, not wholly that bad, but, you know, we can do, I think, damage to all enemies, I think is a good one, so that way we've got at least 1 AoE, because I think what I'm going to try do with this build is I'm going to try make it an extreme use once per turn Hue with... Okay, it had to get rid of that one, let's remove that. Unfortunate, by the way. Then trigger that. Oh my gosh, he was like right before going on. Can I... No, it doesn't seem like it. So unfortunately I will be taking a bit of damage here, though I need more card draw with Cassius so that I can gain some healing from him. Then we'll do Popeye Popper and end the turn. It is a little bit of a sad state with Cassius in the beginning because I need to try and get, obviously, more healing, because he's not amazing at it at the beginning. Oh, are we getting Sectus? Yeah, we're getting Sectus. So does this start at a new battle entirely? Yeah, it does. So now we'll trigger this, and then I think we'll do... No, Fatal Strike maybe isn't the best one here. What card did I use? I've somehow already forgotten. I use Glacial Iron Fist, so I do need to use this one so I don't get attacked. Oh, and I've got one more, yeah, so we'll use this, and then we gain 1 more counter attack, and then I'll deal a little bit of damage to Sectus, right? His name is Sectus. Senectus, my bad. Close enough, right? Then trigger this, and then we'll do Joker into maybe a 0 cost, or at least thin out the deck a little bit. We'll try for... Okay, let's get rid of Slash. Let's try and remove Slash now so that I don't get it later. And then we've got a Hue level 3, and then it's going to trigger because of the Counterblade. Here we go. So triggered, and maybe we'll do Wild Card. Wait, does Wild Cards deal like any modicum of damage? Yeah, I'm hoping that I can draw. That's what I'm hoping for. And I did not draw. So I guess sucks to suck. We'll use this one so we can draw into 1 more card, hopefully. And yeah, we did. We got Frost Charge. Not bad. And then Hue is obviously going to trigger next turn, which then means I'm going to be able to deal... I think I'll win, actually. Nah, I'd win. Okay, here we go. 10% max HP at the start of the battle, AP plus 1, draw 1. That way we can kind of get rid of that debuff we have for discarding 1 card at the start of the turn. So, it's kind of an offset. Then we'll remove some cards. I say we get rid of Mana Field here. And then I do want... Oh my gosh, I just realized we barely have any money whatsoever. I need more card draw. So it was good that I got the free training. So we'll take attack, then we'll go into Cassius. And that's so far so good. And we'll continue. I'm wondering if I should maybe swap out the Epiphany for something else, you know? Lush Seaweed Armor. Was that the 30% fixed shield? Yes, it was. Now we've got one for all of them. Not bad, not bad. Then we'll go up so that we can hit the arena. I think this one is a gold event, actually. Combatant gains an Epiphany 1 time. I think, actually, I'll go for the money. I don't really have enough money and I can at least reroll some of the Divine Epiphanies. I'm hoping that I can get Extreme on Hugh. So that should be pretty good. Then we'll do the Arena. And yeah, I don't know what I'm actually hoping for here. I'm hoping that I can maybe get a good enough... I'm hoping that I can get a good enough refinement on the item, on one of my items itself, but I don't know which one I'm hoping to get. It's a little bit difficult to remember all of them, but I think the one that I do want, and actually let's use Joker here, I want to get something with shield. Oh, I don't have the Epiphany for her yet. Let's use Fighting Spirit, maybe I can get rid of one of the other ones, or at least trigger this. Okay, so I managed to get rid of one of them. And there we go. Yeah, as for the refinement, I'm not sure which one I want. Maybe fixed shield equals damage? Or draw an exhaust card. And then we'll do this one, and then we can gain some shield. Either way, it doesn't wholly matter because now I move on to the next ones. I want to get an Epiphany for Hugh. I think that's the main thing I want to do. So then we'll get rid of this guy. And then I gain +1 AP. And then can slash... No, slash does not get rid of it. Also, that does not get rid of it. Let's start a random one. And I think I'll... Oh, okay. Yeah, it was random. I just completely forgot that was the case. This one should give me something. So, yeah, Pierce. I think we do... Oh, either way. I think we get rid of this guy. Then at least I don't have to worry about him. And that's been my... third attack? I think that was my third attack of the round. There we go. I think that triggered on the new round, but maybe not. Oh, okay. Somehow my turn immediately ended and I don't know why. We can do, we'll do Hugh. I don't think it matters all that much. Oh, let's see. When a turn is ended with 1 or more AP remaining at the start of the turn, create Charge Strike. I think we'll put the... Oh. Oh, okay. Okay. Let's see. Charge Strike is what? I can't view it. Nice. We'll put it on 9 for now. And I was thinking about the next character, because it might determine... Or the next couple of characters, rather, because it might determine whether or not I continue rolling for more duplicates of 9. Increase the damage amount to 2 cost or attack cards by 25% when drawing an exhaust card of this unit through an ally ability. At the start of the battle, if owning 33 or more cards, I think we're going to do this one, and then we're just going to increase the damage. I mean, a 3 times damage modifier is already quite nuts. But yeah, I was thinking, if the next character is going to be a really cool deck, I might roll for that pink-haired sort of cat girl. Otherwise, I'm skipping the next banner afterwards anyway. I'm not too interested in, what's her name? The girl with the blonde hair. I don't know. I think maybe she's gonna have an interesting kit, but I'm not too concerned to find out. So also, let's do Experience Strike. Maybe we can get an Epiphany that deals more damage. Apply 1 vulnerable is maybe better. I did use Fighting Spirit, right? If a card was exhausted this turn, I think we apply Vulnerable. I think that ends up being better. Here we go. And then we'll do Frost Shield, and then we'll do Pauper. And that seems pretty good. The straight one actually isn't that bad. It's just the fact that it requires a 2 cost, and I don't have very many 2 costs. Here we go, Divine Epiphany. Oh, actually, not half bad. Increase for every enemy, and then we'll do Hugh. I maybe didn't have to do that whatsoever, I'm realizing. But one of the main issues is going to be with maintaining the amount of vulnerability stacks that I won't have enough time to. We'll do here, and I'm more concerned about getting the extra orbs, or whatever it was called, actually. I might not even bother with some of these. Okay. And then we want more card draw, I think. Let's see if we can get more cards that draw, which doesn't seem to be the case. Then we'll rest. Do we want to do meditation? No, we're soon at the boss, and I think doing this is probably better. Create one random Delang shop cards for one turn, change that cost to 0. This could be really good, but the issue with it is that this could be any card from Delang shop. I don't know if that means that it's going to be special or unique in some way, and so I think I'm going to skip it. Like, yes, it is a free cost card, but is it worth it? I don't know, I seldom find that getting a random card is ever really worth it whatsoever. We'll do Glacial Iron Fist, and that basically saves me this entire time. There we go, and then we do Popeye Popper, which is whenever using 3 0-cost attack cards. That doesn't really help, I have none of those, actually. It would be nice to get the one that allows me to select which mission or which quest I want to go on. Because, yeah, I mean, getting the 0-cost one, while it would be cool if it worked, it unfortunately does not. So it doesn't matter whatsoever to me. And let's deal some damage. He's going to hit, which I think is going to put Magna into Breakdown. Oh no, never mind. He was going to trigger, and that's going to get rid of him, I think. So the turn's already over. Omae wa mo shinneru. Then we'll do Latent Epiphany, which is the counterattack. It's not bad. We've already got the item that allows me to activate lead cards in hand, so we're doing pretty good. Upon success. Okay. You know what? Yeah. Oh wait. Unavailable reward. Increase credits by 100? Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll have to do that one. I thought that I had more epiphanies to be made, or more epiphanies to be done. But that doesn't seem to be the case. So then, obviously, we can just rest, and then we can go in here. I want more card draw, please. We've got Rally. That's very nice. Then we've got nothing else. Do I want to remove a card? Let's see. I think it could be good to remove Wild Card here. That one isn't entirely useful. And then we'll do Training. I don't need to change the meditation of anything just yet. We can do Reorganize as well. Oh wait, yeah, I was thinking if I should have done the other one, but Reorganize on Cassius could be pretty good. He just wants a bunch of card draw, is essentially what it is. He has a chance to heal essentially from his attack cards as a result, and the more card draw I have, the less this is going to impact me from all of the card discards. It did get rid of my Hue, which sucks. But maybe I can do Devil Dice, and I can draw my way all the way back. So we'll activate this as well, try to thin out the deck as much as possible, and then we can do Fatal Strike. Yeah, it really sucks to have discarded the Hue at the beginning of the turn, especially since I got counterattack, or what was it? Yeah, was it counterattack? No, it was something else. I forgot the name of it. We got whatever it was called. Okay, here we go. We can use Joker into Hue, actually. So Joker, where is Hue? Here it is, Hue. And then we can use Ice Wall here. And that should deal a little bit of damage to all of them. I think this is going to multi-hit like 3 times, maybe? 2 times. But yeah, I mean, it's fairly decent. And we got crits off of it, so not bad at all. Let's trigger this. Yeah, Hue is just monstrous. And then we'll activate Hue again, and I think that's the boss over in 2 turns. 3 turns, actually. Yeah, I got unlucky in the beginning, so that didn't wholly count. We'll go for Devil Dice. More card draw is never a bad thing. Then we'll go with Equipment, extra attack damage, and we'll throw that on Magna. Yeah, that seems pretty good. 44 already, I think, is because we did the, like, empowered monsters, so they drop more resources. Then we'll, every turn when discarding a card for the first time, draw 1 card. We can essentially remove the debuff here, or we can reduce the cost. I think we remove the debuff. That one's not bad. And then, okay, I think the obvious play is going up, but let's see. Is there another one or not? No, it doesn't seem like there is. So we'll go this way, go up, actually. Do the empowered elites, then go down. Hit 2 of these. Yeah, because I'm not too concerned for how many enemies we fight. I'm only concerned for the amount of upgrade materials I can get. The upgrade materials are way, way, way more important, I find. Okay, that was a lot of cards to get rid of, and it also got rid of Hugh again. So that sucks. Let's do Experience Strike here, then let's try get some card draw. I'm hoping Cassius triggers it here. And he did not. That's not fun. Okay. Continue. We'll try get Joker, and then we'll attempt to cycle through and get Hugh once again. It seems like we can do a draw for an attack card. We'll go into both Devil Dice, and then we'll draw a card. Which one will it be? Which one? Fighting Spirits. That's not what I wanted. We'll draw yet another card. And it will be... oh, okay. It'll be Magna's. Then we'll do Slash, and... oh, man. I thought that the extra hits would allow me to deal more tenacity damage, but I think it's card dependent rather than globally, so to speak. This is going to increase the amount of stress massively. But that should have hopefully worked. Okay. Whoa! Whoa, why did it just end my turn? What? I think that must be a bug. I think Charge Strike is intentionally ending my turn before I can do anything. That's actually really bad. Here we go, trigger Magna. Then I think I'm going to... okay, we'll do Frost Charge. We'll do Frost Shield. And then I'm going to shuffle, actually. Get rid of Charge Strike, I don't want to see it. Then we'll do Frost Shield as well, again. And then... there's not going to be any of them attacking me. Oh my gosh, I should have used Nine's ability here. But I can do it this turn then, and then hopefully it deals enough damage. So we'll do Rally, increase their counts. Then we'll do Attack. Hopefully I can draw Hugh. There we go, let's draw Hugh. Then we'll do... Ice Wall. And then now, yeah, there we go, there we go. Now we can use Nine's ability to just wipe them all out and gain +1 AP. Because it was going to critical. Yep. So now we can do Joker, and I think this is going to heal as well as soon as I draw onto a card. And just because I can, I think we're going to take this one and hopefully it draws. Yeah, so hopefully this draws and then we heal a little bit more. Doesn't seem like it even gave me the chance to. That's unfortunate. I can't believe it. Okay. Activate lead card to 4 counter attack, increase the damage of the next counter attack by 30%. So even though I've got the lead thing, maybe it's actually worth going for this one. I don't know. Going for lead and then 2 counter attack at the beginning of the turn. I've never really gone for this card before, but it could be good. I'm thinking let's try this as a card to run for. And then we'll go to the arena and see if I can get something more out of it. Purpose of the spawn, a new event. Interesting. Go. Okay. Trigger Divine Epiphany cards. 1 cards. Select increase. Sorry, I could hardly read that somehow. I don't know what came over me. Cards, select 1 card. Epiphany. Divine Epiphany. Trigger Epiphany. Okay. And we'll go for Hugh. I'm hoping to get Extreme. Ambush would also be pretty good. No. I want Extreme. It's actually not that good to go for the Divine Epiphany on Hugh because it doesn't apply to the subsequent cards whatsoever. Like the subsequent upgrades of the cards, which is unfortunate. So... skipping that one entirely seems like one of the better choices, I think. Then we'll do the tunnel. And I don't know. I don't know what upgrade we're gonna get from this, but you know, it's variable. Let's see. We can do Fighting Spirit, but we'll do Rally. Storm of Bitter Cold feels a little bit self-evident, and then we'll probably use Attack because we can get the morale upgrade. Here we go, morale. Nice. And now that we're fetching a card, we can get Glacial Iron Fist, which puts me back at 2. Then I can use this. Then I can use Hue Extreme. And honestly, I think I should have done that next because, yeah, now it's going to target this, or at least it has a high chance to. Oh, no. Yeah, okay. Just draw more cards, I suppose. It's going to draw one more, and then I end my turn, and then both of the charge strikes are going to... Of course, they're going to attack the exact wrong thing. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I would be curious if the charge strikes would double end my turn or doubly end my turn. There we go, got rid of Hue, exactly. What was I expecting? We can do a little bit of devil dice here to draw some new cards. Let's do attack, give myself morale, and you know what, let's go for... Wait, is he gonna attack? No, he's not gonna attack. We can do... Let's do Fatal Strike so that I can get the Epiphany for it, and then we'll trigger this. And this one, okay, exhaust 2 random cards of other combatants in hand. That's not really that good. Increase action count by 2 or 2 fortitude. None of these are good. I'm sorry. That just kind of sucks. Okay, we'll trigger that, and then because I've got no Epiphany on those, just draw more cards so that I can eventually get Hue back. I'm hoping that I can get Joker. And if I... Okay, it discarded Joker. Never mind. Not cool. We'll do Frost Charge. We'll do Ice Wall. Oh, and then we can use Straight. And that gives me some healing as well as some of that. Then we can use Counterblade. Yeah, okay, that wasn't too bad. I think... No, not next turn. I was thinking, oh man, I'll get Joker. But no, that was literally the card that it just discarded out of my hand. So... At least we're activating some of the lead cards, and I have, as a result, plenty more. So, yeah, fair enough. We can use Straight here, then I can use Glacial Iron Fist. Or we can Rally. We can Rally, that should be good. Then we can Frost Charge. And yeah, I think it ends up being Glacial Iron Fist. And now, I think he's nearly... Yep. There we go, he's gone. He has nothing to do with this anymore. When an attack card was not activated for 1 turn and the turn is ended, create Rocket Punch. I think we put this on Cassius. It will be a little bit unfortunate that it stacks on top of the charged attacks, but yeah, so be it, so be it. Now let's claim rewards. Okay. On retain or exhaust, 100% fixed damage to a random enemy 1 time per turn for each. So each exhausted card or retained card, which would be really good on Orlea now that I think about it. When the turn is ended with 1 or more AP remaining on counterattack, I think we do on counterattack, right? That one seems way more useful. It's either that or exhaust, but I actually don't know. We can put this on an item. It doesn't really matter which one I swap it out for. And then we'll leave. Yeah, so... kind of. It is a little bit spread out with some of these refinements, but we're a-okay. And then they're fighting each other. We can do Quantum Collector, but that actually sucks, so I'm not going to bother with that one. We'll just take the money and money. And then we'll get out of here. Bye-bye! And then I think I'm going to try aim for as many of these abnormal enemies as possible so that I can get more and more upgrade materials. Storm a Bitter Cold activates, not half bad. Then I can also do Ice Wall because I think... Okay, 2 of them are attacking me, so we'll do Ice Wall, which gives me +1. Then I'll do Joker into... What was it? Counterblade, that's it. I was thinking Counterattack earlier, but it's Counterblade. We'll do Counterblade, and then Hue can hopefully trigger. Because it is going to be extreme. And Rocket Punch, I don't know if that's going to trigger. Oh, but they got rid of my Hue in hand. That's not cool. I really don't like that, actually. I thought that I would be able to use it, but it seems like anytime I play with a monster or an enemy that discards my cards, they decide, no, I'm not allowed to play it. So we'll use this one, attack all of them a couple of times. Fatal Strike. No, we can do Devil Dice just to try and draw through more of the deck. We can do Rally to draw a little bit more, and then it doesn't matter, because I still don't have Hue in hand. It would be nice if it could just, like, exhaust itself before it got stolen or nabbed by these guys, but okay. We can do Glacial Iron Fist as well, I think. Here we go. And then, now he's exposed, so we can do Slash. Nice. And continue on. Well, well, well. Draw 1. 91% damage. Okay. Draw for each target hit. I think if this triggers multiple times, because it's each target hit. So does that count? I'm not sure. We'll definitely rest here. The question is, do we do meditation? If I could do meditation, what would I meditate on? I might get rid of... Actually, most of these are pretty okay. They're not half bad. It's just that I would like even more card draw. If we can get something with Reorganize, that would also be pretty nice. So I think we'll do Training instead and just hope we get more cards. You know what? Let's try this card. We'll throw it onto Cassius and see how it works. Because maybe, just maybe, it'll be useful. And then I think we go up top. We go up top and do the Abnormal Elite. Didn't we see this one earlier? Kirax Core. Yes, I know I played for an hour. I'm wasting my life away! At the start of the turn, it below 40% max HP. Okay. We can probably win this one. Yeah, there we go. Nat 20. Not bad. And then I actually don't want this one, so we're going to swap out. It's causing so many problems, and I think it's bugged right now that the charged attacks will end your turn immediately when on Nihilum. Because it's not counting the times it activated, it's counting the amount of attacks done, which is the downside. So we'll activate Hue. And bada bing, bada boom. And then we can do Glacial Iron Fist. And then I think we do this one to exhaust the card. Honestly, I should have played this in like nearly the complete reverse order, but it's whatever. Here we go. No, he didn't draw. I don't think I've ever drawn a card from that. Like, no time have I been able to. We can do Popeye Popper, and then I think we'll do Choker, perhaps. Shuffle is not that great right now, but we can do Frost Charge, actually. Let's do Frost Charge, and this should spare me some. What's up? Welcome, welcome. How's it hanging? If I shuffle, then it's going to get rid of Extreme, though, so I'm probably not going to do that. Yeah, it's fine. Just end my turn. I wonder if Rocket Punch triggering is going to end my turn immediately, because it counts it as 3 attacks. So, let's see. Does it end my turn? No? Okay. I think maybe it's just a bug with the Charge Strike card, then, in that case. Let's, I think I can beat him now. Yeah, there we go. Very nice, very nice. It's like, what, 6,000 damage? 6,063 damage? It's kind of nuts, actually. Apply to vulnerable or shield gain amount for each counterattack owned. I do like it applying to all of them, but I think I've got another set of cards for that. Maybe vulnerable is also good, because that's just like a flat bonus to the card, whereas this one's changing it fundamentally. So we'll go for this one instead, and I think that will be better. Then for equipment, yeah, this one's probably better. Rather, I mean, it's gonna apply either way, but at least it doesn't depend on me having Hue, and because of the discarding a card curse, or, yeah, the curse of it, at least I'm not completely dependent on that. And this one, I just don't need whatsoever. But is it worth swapping it out for this one? Because, no, the Rocket Punches don't end my turn. Never mind. That should be fine. Because I think it triggers at the end of the turn rather than being considered at the start of the turn. So, don't have to worry about it randomly ending my turn like the other one was doing. Then we've got the Tree Stump Butthole we can go into. And bro decided to flex his 9 on me again. She's just so good, like, genuinely. So I had to pull her out for the divine intervention. And then let's go inside the nest. I don't know what things I haven't explored or done yet, but we can try grab one of these. Oh, immediately they all arrived. Nice. Oh, okay, it's gonna get rid of that one. Okay, they've got one turn before they decide to attack. And I will go for Counter Blade. Activate Counter Blade. Then we can go onto... yeah, Fatal Strike onto Experience Strike. I know I don't have one stack of counter attack, but it should be okay. I'm thinking next turn I'll probably draw one of my lead cards that hopefully triggers it. But here we go. Now I think, yeah, start of turn 2. So it activates at the end of the turn with Rocket Punch, but Charge Strike activates at the beginning of the turn, which completely destroys any game strategy or game plan that you might have. There we go. That's that guy gone. Let's see if we can draw. Okay, let's go Glacial Iron Fist. Gain Shield into Slash. Let's do cards. Hopefully I can heal a little bit by drawing, which I did. Okay, it's only 35 though, out of 3,290-ish. Let's do Prepare for Battle. I still don't really know what to expect of it. Okay, it was a heal. Not bad. Let's do Frost Charge so I don't take damage. Then we'll do Devil Dice, and I've got one more AP. And, okay, just use that instead. How many cards does this end up drawing? Okay, just one. Just one. I thought that was meant to... oh, okay, it gets rid of him because it decides to include the damage from the counterattack. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I thought that I would at least be able to get something out of that event, but apparently not. We'll continue down along the bottom to try to get as many of these abnormal enemies as possible. I'm watching you while grinding in Epic 7. Oh, have fun with Epic 7. I've heard of that game like so much in the past, but genuinely I've never played it. I just know that, of course, it's by the same company that made CZN, since Smilegate is responsible for it. And I think it just discarded my Hue card. Really? Every single time, man. I can't hold on to this Hue card no matter what I do. And then we're going to get rid of this guy because he's going to deal a ridiculous amount of damage, I think. Yeah. Let's try draw another card. Hopefully I can get lucky. No, I did not get lucky. And then maybe, just maybe, I'll save Death Trick for next turn. Next turn is probably better, because in that case, I'll be able to decrease the amount of damage taken. Okay, get rid of that one. Let's try Prepare for Battle. What will it give me? 1 extra AP. Really? I could, you know what, let's do it. I got it for free anyway, may as well try. It's like that neutral white card that you get in Slay the Spire. And then, do I activate Counterblade now? I kinda think I have to. But let's create 2 quest cards, because I don't want to die. And then, maybe I can get a healing one? Yeah, I got the healing one. Nice, nice. Okay. Trigger that. Yes, and then we get Ice Wall. Okay. Very nice. It doesn't completely stop the damage, but at least discarding won't happen now. And... you know what, let's use this partner to heal myself up a little bit with some what was it called? I'm thinking Fortune, but that's not it. It's Fortitude. That's it. Fortitude is the card. And now it's just gonna trigger some of my lead cards. We'll manually trigger Storm of Bitter Cold so that I can get some more counter attack. Activate this, use Devil Dice, draw 3 cards? Hopefully? Yeah, okay. Experience Strike. I could go into this one, gets rid of the attack here, then Magna maybe onto this guy, and that removes all damage? Yeah. Let's do that, let's do that. Bada bing, bada boom. I can't believe it. Who's gonna hurt me? And... yeah, take 308s, but that's fine. Let's use Devil Dice. Then I think I'll go into Reorganize to hopefully draw Hue, or at least one of my cards. Okay, I drew Hue, but a little bit too late. I can do Attack into, I think, was it Experience Strike that had it? AO's experience. Let's do Glacial Iron Fist because then I can gain 1 more AP and gain shield back. Then we'll do Experience Strike. And there we go. 800 shield. Even if all of them attacked me, I think I would still have been fine. But they were all dead anyways. Oh man, 9 is like just about to go into mental break as well. We can do Divine Epiphany to a selected card, which I don't think is that bad. So let's fight the Weakened Warrior. Hopefully it doesn't discard Hue at the beginning. No, it doesn't. Also triggered Divine Cold, or whatever it was called. I completely misread the name of that. Let's do... okay. Let's do Joker onto whatever it was called, Counterblade. Yeah, Counterblade. And Counterblade into Ice Wall, so it applies Vulnerable, and then at the start of next turn, it should hopefully trigger Hue before... oh my gosh, I forgot she's going into Mental Break. So it just discards her card anyway. I'm never going to be able to get this combo off. 10,000 HP? Yeah. It's only a little bit more difficult, but it's because I'm playing on the Divine Intervention, so all the monsters are like super buff. We'll do Attack Draw into Glacial, attack him with this. Then maybe, yeah, let's build up 1 more counter attack with Ice Shield. Oh, crap, I forgot to use Reorganize, but I only had 1 more AP, so maybe it's fine. And then Rocket Punch did not trigger, but we're triggering Ice Fragment here. So that's pretty good. I forgot, what did my Ice Fragment do when it was set as the lead card? It's 4 counter attack, increase damage of the next counter attack you deal by 30%. We'll do Rally to increase his turn timer. Okay, also drew Wounds, so that was pretty good. And then Pulverize, draw 1. Oh, because it counts as 2 attacks, it dealt 6 times. Oh my gosh. Not bad. No, actually, none of these are that good. I'm gonna take damage either way. Hopefully Rocket Punch triggers here. Okay, even if it did, it still didn't kill him in time. Whatever, that's fine. We'll do Shuffle. I think draw a couple of cards, gain a bit of HP. Yeah, there we go. 1 for each. And then we'll do Glacial Iron Fist, and that gets rid of him. Nice. 658 shield. I think that was more, actually. Now I can get something to be pretty good. I'm either thinking I'll do Devil Dice, or I'll throw something on Reorganize. Actually, getting Pop-Eyed Popper, but the issue would be if I get my Divine Epiphany on Pop-Eyed Popper and it's not the one that I want. At least with the other ones, I can guarantee somewhat that I'll get something good. It's just... well, I'm not going to save this deck because it's Divine Intervention, so I can't even save it. Either I go for Pop-Eyed Popper or Shuffle. If I were to go for Shuffle, there's like... I think 2 of them are actually ones that I want, but let's do Pop-Eyed because one of them is actually useless to me, and I can't use it. Gain 2 ego points and reduce the cost of this card. Okay, none of them are good. I failed 3 out of 5. That kinda sucks. I didn't get the one that allows me to choose or that shuffles each time. So that wasn't great. Because I don't have very many plus or 2 cost cards. Well, then again, it did just use my 2 cost card there, so who knows, maybe that was fine. Then we can do Hue Extreme, I think, on this guy, and that should be a-okay. And then now Counterblade, please don't get rid of Hue at the beginning of the next turn. That would really suck. So we draw 5. Oh, okay. Triggered there at the beginning. And yes, Hue wasn't thrown away, so now we get to remove that enemy. Thou are failing me? How so? What am I doing wrong? We use Pop-Eyed Popper here, and okay, we get that one. Then we'll use, okay, he's gonna deal a little bit of damage. We'll use Attack, and go into Glacial, always a good choice. Glacial then gets me +1. Then we can do Frost Shield, and that heals me a little bit, and then we'll draw for some more healing as well. Also go into a straight, and oh, for a moment there I thought the counter attack actually cost me, but nope, it didn't. It threw away my lead card, but either way we've got Hue Extreme to play off of. You ain't seeing enough. I guess so. Unfortunate for me, but it's not like I can slow down the animations. It would be nice if you could just, like, leave one of the characters on screen more often. That was not the card I wanted to use, but either way, I drew for some healing. So, yeah. I feel like there should be 2 modes to it. Okay, oops, lost control of my strength. I don't know what that achievement is, but it's a mythic one. Let's go for this one up here, just so I don't accidentally click another battle, because, man, I really need some healing. Let's do Pop-Out Popper. Hopefully it's the draw morale. Oh, it's the healing one. Perfect. Then we'll do shield. Then, honestly, I probably need to use Death Trick here to reduce the amount of damage, and so I can heal a little bit more. The unfortunate part about this quest is that it requires me to play ones, but let's play both of these, draw a couple more cards to heal. Then we'll do Experience Strike so that it doesn't deal any damage. Then we'll deal Fatal Strike. And, wait, is he gonna make me discard one of my cards? No. Okay, thank gosh. Then we'll do Triple One. Triple One, heal a little bit. Hasn't ended my turn just yet, so we can use cards, and then it's going to forcefully end my turn because I did 4 or more attacks. Can I get Counterblade? No, I cannot. But I can get Fighting Spirit. Let's draw for attack to gain the morale. Let's go into Glacial. Then I can do Glacial, get Shield, use Fighting Spirit, activate Hue. Hopefully... Maybe I should just go into Frost Shield. Well, I'm not going to take any more damage, but I am going to heal. Wait, what of my stuff is healing me when I gain shield? So, anytime I fix shield at the start of the turn... Oh, okay, it's because of Kirak's core. That's why, because I'm below, or was below 40%. So here we go, trigger this. Heals me a bit. Then triple 1 into more healing. Very nice, very nice. And that gives me 185 HP. And then hopefully Hue Extreme will now trigger on the leftmost bug. Maybe. Stormic Bitter Cold is being activated as a lead card from my artifacts. Oh, Counterblade was not enabled whatsoever. Okay, so let's activate this. Then we can do Prepare for Battle, see if I can get a Healing Exhaust card. Okay, it's Ambush, not bad. Then I can actually use Ambush here, and I think it should immediately move to hand. It didn't. Of course it didn't. What was I thinking? Hopefully we can do... Oh, okay, we can do Rally, even though that didn't really matter this time. Let's do Reorganize to draw into some more cards. Yeah, let's use Joker to thin out the deck a little bit. So if I use Joker... Oh, I can use Dice Trick here, actually. Then deal some more damage, and then it ends my turn. Because I didn't have any more AP anyways. And then now, hopefully, Counterblade isn't discarded, and it immediately uses it. Wow, there we go. Oh my gosh, was that 10k damage in a single swing? I think it was. On Ravage, 60% shield. Yeah, let's throw that onto 9. It would be nice if there were some kind of upgrade to Hue to always deal weakness attacks or more tenacity damage. Because right now I'm having a little bit of an issue with attempting to get most of my Ravage going off. So... What's Growing Carapace? At the start of the turn, gain 40% fixed shield. Yeah, okay. Let's throw this onto... I think Cassius will probably benefit the most from this, at least now. I've not seen that item, though. Joker plus Clanker's Jonkler. I don't know, Cassius is base, though. He's like the only guy that I'll play because he's so cool. I genuinely think Cassius is really cool. Oh, we could do First Aid Kit here and throw it onto Cassius, and then whenever I trigger Hue, it will heal me, because I think I'm going to try and get it off at least once per turn. We're for sure going to do meditation here, but I do want to, maybe I want to reshuffle one of my epiphanies, but which one would I do it for? I don't know. Actually, I think it's fine. Let's go to Delang Shop. Maybe I don't need First Aid Kit, at least not now. Let's try get some more draw cards instead. Maybe that would work. Oh, okay. Actually, I can do meditation. Let's go for meditation because I'm not going to use training. And then let's change either Fatal Strike or I can change Dice Trick. I'm thinking that maybe I change Fatal Strike because gaining 2 Fortitude doesn't really suit 9 whatsoever. So I can go for Retain, increase damage amount by 80% for each ally owning a counterattack, or I can do Retain. This would kind of help. Actually, yeah, let's do Fatal Strike with the Ignition effect, because I think that's going to help out a lot with getting Extreme built up, and then I can immediately Counterblade into it. Also, do I want to get anything else? Maybe replacing Cassius's Arma Lost Valor would be good, but let's shuffle through and see if I find anything anyway. It's not really looking like it. Gaining 2 immunity isn't that great. Devotion is pretty okay. Was Devotion based on the amount... it was based on the amount of shield. Actually, putting that on Magna wouldn't be too bad. It's just I don't have any upgrades for Devotion, so I don't have any Fortitude. Or was it Resilience? I forget. It's basically the same thing. Whichever one increases the amount of shield I get. This boss might be a little bit difficult just because of the amount of enemies. Is this my Epiphany one? No, it's not. Let's do Prepare for Battle. Maybe I can get some... Okay, we got Pulverize. Let's trigger Pulverize. Draw 1 card. Not bad. Fighting Spirit. Extreme. Okay. Trigger Hue. Gets rid of one of the enemies, so that's a little bit of health saved. Then we can trigger Counterattack. Then Devil Dice, I think on the boss is probably for the best. And then what do I draw? I draw the Jonkler. The Jonkler card. And then maybe I can get Counterblade this turn. I'm not entirely sure. Also thinking about it, the one... 16,000? Yeah. I did, I think it was last week. I played a run where all the enemies are at level 122, and there they have like 30k HP or something insane. Like it is absolutely nuts how much HP they have. Okay, if I target, I can get rid of some of these actually, and then I can do Frost Shield or I can do Reorganize. Let's do Reorganize. I have 1 more AP. Rally, increase their counts. Then Pop-Eyed Popper, yeah, that was actually for the best. Then, okay, 0 cost, really? Oh, that was the worst one I could have gotten. Like, out of the 4, I got the one that I quite literally cannot use, because I don't think unusable cards are considered 0 cost. Let's get Counterblade, let's put on Frost Charge, then we can do Attack to gain 1 morale, and then I think... Oh, my deck is empty. Let's, get some shield, maybe? Oh no, here we go. Let's reshuffle the deck, and then I can draw 2 cards while getting rid of that guy. Then... Okay, that brings it to 970 or 988. So we'll do 970, so we reduce some of its HP a little bit more. And now, because we have Counterblade, it should trigger Hue Extreme, I think. It should do it, but unfortunately it's probably going to attack one of the weaker enemies, which is like exactly what I don't want to happen. So that sucks. Please? Yeah. Oh my gosh, that amount of damage would have been nuts, though. Like, actually. Okay, then we increase all of that. Then let's do Glacial Iron Fist on one of these guys. Let's do, I think, Ice Wall, because then we can apply some vulnerability. And then now, while I'm being attacked, hopefully I can get rid of the ad, and then it'll trigger Hue. Okay, 1 more attack. Yes, there we go. Now it'll trigger Counterblade, then I'll do Hue Extreme on the boss. And then I also have Fatal Strike, so I can immediately go into it. But I think that's actually game. Yeah, it's game. It dealt 11k damage. Not bad. A Journey of 100 Days. Haven't seen that one before. Let's do another Fighting Spirit. It doesn't matter. We're already at the end. And there's no extra missions yet, which kind of sucks. On critical hit, 50% chance to 1 agony or plus 20% critical damage. That one's better. There we go. Now I've unlocked that in my journal, and then it doesn't matter. Let's see what random effect I get via God's Hammer. At the start of battle, apply 3 weaken to a random enemy. Okay, supportive. 81. So that's about 40-ish more upgrade points, or at least 30-ish more upgrade points than I got last time on a Divine Intervention. Let's... Oops, bumped my mic. Let's see if I can get another Divine Intervention on a Codex refresh, though. I might spend a whole bunch just to get another Divine Intervention, because I want more of those Orbs of Discord so that I can clean out the shop. So we got 800, which gives me a couple of re-rolls here. Exploring new coordinates. None of them are a Divine Intervention, so I'm just going to re-roll them. Doesn't matter. I don't mind whichever. Codex record. Okay. Grab all of these. Bye-bye. Upgrading. Let's see. Yep. Increase the chance of Divine Intervention. Thank you very much. And claim all the rewards. Still don't know what Sekred's Divine Intervention does, though. And from level 87 to 100. Oh my gosh. Already completed the Zero system. And it's only been like a week. Let's refresh this. Hopefully we can get something that suits 9. Nope, none of these are divine. Let's try that again. Okay, here we go. Kirkins or Nihilums. Whichever one doesn't really matter. I think I've got a lower exploration rate on Twin Star compared to Foretold Ruin. It's not like I'm gonna save any of the save data anyway, because I can't, but maybe we do Kirkins? I'm not sure. I kind of liked Nihilums, because then I could go for an extreme build, and I don't think... Okay, discard 1 card randomly at the start of the turn. I don't actually want to play with that. 70 credits gained, Monsters Fury every 3 turns increase, and 6 elite areas. I think I'm going to go for Kirkins, actually. Kirkins seems better. I think that was the one that whenever I play 2 cost cards or higher, I gain 2 AP. I think that was the one. It was either that... No, Dialos. Okay, Dialos was Retain Shield, Nihilum was deal quadruple damage, and Kirkin was 2+ cost, but regain 2 AP. Also, didn't quite like the amount of healing that Cassius did. Let's swap to Orlea. It's so confusing on how to build Orlea, though, I think, because it feels like she's got so many ways to play. But getting rid of Attack My Minions seems fairly straightforward. Maybe I get rid of, like, Sacred Censor? I'm not sure. I'm not 100% certain on how to build her, but because we're going into an Instinct, I think, Chaos Manifestation, we'll do that. So, we'll just roll with it, I suppose. Here we go. There's the Divine Lady herself. Very nice, except the Oracle. No fate is not light. And then yeah, there we go. When a 2-cost or higher card is used, gain +2 AP. How many pulls? To get 9. Well, it took me at least once to get to Hard Pity. Then I did another 40 pulls at least to get to Soft Pity. So about 110. I'm really unlucky, dude. I should not be used as the basis. I've never won the coin flip. I hit Hard Pity at a maximum of 70 pulls, then I got Calipe, then I had to roll, and then I did about 50 to 60 more pulls. It was on one of those singles that I managed to get it, and then I got 9. Second method, extra attack damage or gear bag. Removing cards is better for now, though, I think. So we'll remove Back Edge and Frozen Fist. Yeah, right? Right? I have really bad luck. Just telling you, or just letting you know, I have not won a single coin flip on the first try. I have had to spark, as in, like, max out my pity, every single time I want the banner unit. That's why I was really concerned about rolling for Narya, and why I probably won't. So, yeah, I didn't want to risk not being able to roll for 9. I've got enough now, because I think I'm at 41,000 crystals, or whatever it is, so I can spark for 1 more, and the next character, I think, is going to be that, like, cat girl that controls time. Totally not like a Schrodinger's cat reference. And her, I really want to get if her cards look fun. So I'll probably save up for her. Okay. Bro, you think your luck is bad? Bro, I think I'm bad at gambling. I've got really good luck in, like, other gacha games, but the gacha games that I like, I just do not have good luck at. So I completely feel you there. I've got very middling luck, for instance, when it comes to Nikke. Here we go. 2 cost, draw a card. Very nice. Then we can activate this. Then I'm going to use Hue, and that's going to give me another +2. So then I can activate both Ice Fragment and Frost Shield, perhaps. Yup. So now this should attack all of them. Yep. And, oh, unfortunately they didn't attack me. Let's do Hue again. Trigger it so we can gain some more AP. Oh, here we go. And because it's max level. Very nice. Very nice. And then we can do Ice Wall just for fun, even though this isn't going to matter. And then Slash. I really like Kirken's, Is it Kirken? I don't know if it's pronounced like that. Nikke, you are of a man of culture. Yeah, exactly. I think we spoke about this one time before, but maybe I'm misremembering. But I'm a huge fan of Nikke. I've played it since, I think the 3rd day it came out. Like, and this is partly because I spent a lot of time... I really wanted one character, so I did re-roll in the beginning just so that I would get the correct SSR. But then once I got that, I was perfectly fine. Though, I found out later that the SSR, which was Haran, because I really wanted Haran, she was bugged at the time, so she dealt way more damage than she should have. So, yeah. Okay, Sacred Sensor is really good for the upgrade version. Then we can do Ice Wall, and that will give me back 2+ as well again. We can do Hue, and that will also give me 2+. So you like them physically? Yeah, I like them, but to be fair, I do really love the music and I really love the story. I first came to the game initially for that. I downloaded it for that reason, but eventually the story really hooked me onto it, and I just loved the game from then on. And I've played it semi-religiously every single day. I think I've only missed 1 day of playing the game since the game's launch. And when I checked my record, because like during the yearly campaign or whatever, it allows you to see like stats of your accounts. When I checked my record, I had a login streak of 1,089 days, something like that. So I'm super dedicated to playing that game. I absolutely adore it. Also, I like Parasitic Spores being a remove. It's like a non-permanent curse card. Very nice. I do need, however, more 2-cost cards. So, does this count as 2-cost? No, it doesn't. Okay, that's unfortunate. Then we'll activate Ice Wall. Then we'll do Frost Charge, so they take a little bit more damage. Then I think I need to do Ice Fragment, and this gives me at least 1... No, okay, it doesn't give me any counterattack. But I should be dealing 2 counterattacks here, so hopefully this is enough to get rid of, like, most of them. Yeah, there we go. And then he didn't manage to escape. So let's do Glacial Fist, then we'll gain +2. Then we can do, Extended Magazine, don't mind if I do. And Poison Bomb, then we can do Hue. And that gives me +2 again. Then we can do Fatal Strike. Yep, there we go. I didn't even need the agony damage there. Which Nikke is your favorite, or the most liked, or the most you love? That's a really difficult question, because I like a lot of Nikkes, of course, but my favorite will probably always be Anise, Neve, and Isabel. Those are my 3 favorites. In ranking from top to bottom, it would probably be Anise, Isabel, and Neve. So Anise is my favorite, then it's Isabel, then it's Neve. So, and yeah, I know the unfortunate part about liking Isabel and Neve, or more specifically Isabel now. So, yeah. I mean, Neve as well, I feel like she's been forgotten. She's been completely forgotten. She doesn't show up in any events. She showed up twice in the entire lifetime of the game, and she was basically just forgotten about. It makes me quite sad, actually. I really, really like Neve. She's super cute, and she just gets, like, no recognition whatsoever. It makes me sad. Okay, here we go. Growth acceleration. If that card is a Swifty, select one card in hand. Or draw one. Why not 2B or Eve? Because they're collab characters. If I'm picking a Nikke, then I'm picking a Nikke. I do like 2B, and I do like Eve. I own both of their games. But, they're not my favorites. Even if I were to include them as characters, they wouldn't be my favorites. I would probably like Raven more than I like Eve. But out of all of the Nikkes, no. I love Anise way more. I love how cocky she is. She's my favorite by far. She's such a funny character. And her banter is also really good, so most of the dialogue that she has I really enjoy. Plus, oh, I cannot wait for her overspec form. It's like seriously been way too long. I need it now. I've been saving up so long to get Anise's overspec form. Like, at least a year and a half, ever since it was teased. They were like, oh yeah, Anise is going to go on this entire arc for her to get her overspec form, and still, it's not come out. I'm still waiting for it. I've been saving up so much. I've got 290,000 gems, I think it was. Something insane like that. I save up a lot, because I'm a bit of a hoarder. So, yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I quite like Anise. I've also got a bunch of anime figurines of Anise in real life as well. So there's that. Let's gain some more shield here. There we go. And then I'm okay. Okay, yeah, my counterattack was gonna get rid of him there. Never mind. It costs 0. I'll add it to Orlea just so that it gets rid of that card, or that artifact. I really don't like it. Let's see how well I'll perform here trying to get rid of all these guys. Okay, only one of them is abnormal, so not overly bad. Let's do growth acceleration. And this will give me annoying? Okay. Trigger retain effect on none of them. I don't know why it's letting me select all of them. What's with that look, Kirigami? What on earth? I'm based. Okay, let's trigger Hue. And apparently, I'm gonna get a new card, which is Counterblade. Okay. Then we'll trigger Ice Wall. And then I can trigger Sacred Sensor. And then I can... yeah, I mean, that's basically it, right? Let's do Annoying. Let's do Ice Fragment. Then let's do... okay. I think this is going to get rid of most of them while they attack me. Oh, never mind. They actually don't care. Let's try to get rid of this one, then. I should probably go after the abnormal one next. But, I don't know. I feel like getting rid of the ads is kind of what you end up doing in most, like, MMOs and so on. Okay, I can attack him here. Then I think this Hue turns into level 3. Yeah, it does. Okay. And then I can trigger it again. Very nice, very nice. To which I'll do Glacial Iron Fist, which triggers yet again. Then I can do Frost Charge and just do 1 slash. I don't think it matters. I'm basically throwing away most of these cards since I drew so many. Then I can do Ice Wall. Then I'll do... I could either get rid of him with Hue or I could remove Parasitic Spores, and I think I'll do that. Why do you have so many Nikke figures? What are you doing with them? No, of course not. I have them in a display case. They're in one of my other rooms. So they're like my prized possessions, you know? I love having anime figurines. They're really cool. Well, cool and cool, right? I think they're pretty to look at, and they're my one of very few decorations. So, I don't know, I just really like having figurines. It's also fun to collect them. I like collecting them as like a whole set and everything, so... going on the hunt for them whenever I'm like perusing stores and so on is like a fun pastime. Storm a Bitter Cold, then Frost Charge, I think. Bro almost said child? What? What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about. I think some of the most figures that I collect are mostly of Albeda. I really like Albeda from Overlord, so I have, I think, 7 or so figures of her. And then the one I have second most of is Minamoto no Raiko from Faith's Grand Order. Then I have my Nikkei ones, so like Anise and Brapi and all of the other characters. Then I have a whole bunch of like acrylic stands and badges and so on, like of Dorothy, of Rupee. I think I've got a couple of Alice ones as well, and Scarlet's, of course. I don't think I have a Rapunzel one. I have most of the Goddess squad otherwise, like with Snow White. Wait, let's do Hue here, since technically it costs 1. Then I can do... Oh man, let's do Frost Shield. Then let's do Swifty. Then let's do Experience Strike to take as little damage as possible. Oh, okay. I stunned him anyway. It doesn't really matter. Let's do Hue because I'm going to gain +2, draw 1. Bye-bye. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, this is a new one. When the attack card is used, +5% chance to add 1 hit. That would have been good if I had a lot of multi-hit, but no, not really. Okay. Let's continue. Magic Infused, what was that? Oh, Sapphire. If the initiation card is in hand. The initiation card? What's the initiation card? 37. Oh, but it's only the first checkpoint. That's kind of okay. Kind of okay. I just need way more upgrade materials. Oh, yes please. Immediately replace that. I need that lead card. Then let's get rid of... Attack my minions. And I've only got 50, but let's scroll through a little bit more. Maybe Rally? Maybe Rally is good? No, maybe not. Let's do Rust. I think I'm gonna aim for a much smaller deck whenever I'm playing with, what's her name? Orlea in party, because she already adds so many retain cards. And I need more +2 cards. So, let's activate Sacred Sensor, and that's gonna Epiphany into something? Oh, Growing Creature. Okay. Then I can activate Hue for +2, +1. Go into Frost Shield, then Experience Strike. At least I don't take damage. And then this transforms into a new 3. Oh, okay, Sturdy. Kind of okay, actually. Then I'll activate Counterblade right after this one. Yeah, there we go. Then we'll do... Okay, new 2-cost cards. We'll do Annoying just because it deals, like, enough damage. We'll actually use Hue on this one, and then I'm gonna activate Frost Charge. Oh, okay, no, never mind. I can immediately get rid of him because my Hue upgraded. There we go. +2 play +1 card. Then we can do Ice Wall. Hopefully that gets... Okay, it doesn't get rid of all the damage that he would have dealt. Frost Charge, however... Yeah, let's pick the leftmost one so it gives me a shield for each enemy. Yeah, now I don't take damage. And... Oh, okay, he's gone. I think I just slash here. Yeah, that should be fine. A-okay. And then... Glacial Iron Fist, so it returns or refunds my AP cost into Hue. Very nice, very nice. And now... Yeah, okay. I mean, it's not going too bad, it's just, Unfortunately, not as many abnormal enemies as I would have hoped. I don't know which of the upgrade trees is meant to have more of the upgrade materials. Honestly, I should have just tried... Wait, is this a new item? At the start of a battle, evade Purple Phantom. When this card is drawn, change the cost of one random card in hand to 2. Actually, that's really good. I want this. Yes, please. That's not bad. Yes. Thank you, thank you. At the start of battle, evade 1, and then we'll put this on Arlea. Because that curse card actually plays right into Kirkin's curse, or her fate. So that's actually good for me, because that essentially makes it cost 0 and draw 1. So, you know what? I'm holding on to that. That's really good. I'm just going to leave that in my deck and never get rid of it. Oh my gosh. That was actually what you call a bane turned into my boon. Okay. Sacred Censer into Glacial Iron. Then we'll do Hue, I think. Yeah, let's do Hue. Then that gives me +1. Then I can already activate Hue again, actually. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And then Hue is created again. I do want to trigger Annoying, though, and then I'll do Growth Acceleration because my hand is becoming a little bit cramped. We'll trigger Growing Creatures Retain Effect. Then we'll do Hue again, get the AP, and immediately defeat it. There we go, 1 turn? Man, she soloed the entire wave. Kind of nuts. Okay, Fatal Strike has been increased to 2 cost. No problem. That does absolutely nothing. Very nice. Then I can use Fighting Spirit to trigger Hue. And there we go. Cost 2. We'll use Sacred Censer, and now I gain +2 again. We'll do Growth Acceleration on Softy, I think, so that it increases damage. Then we'll use Hue yet again. And it's only going to increase its cost yet again? Oh my gosh. So we'll trigger... Let's do Glacial on this guy, just because this guy's going to attack me. Then he attacks, then I counterattack, then he attacks, then I get rid of him. Oh my gosh, it's so Jover for him. What on earth? Oh, I don't want to remove it from my deck, though. Okay, it's kind of like a permanent boon while I keep it in my deck. Okay. Then we do Frost Charge, and then we can do Slash, and then I'll just gain some counterattack, and hopefully I create something. Nice! End of turn, but I think that increased my stress. Or maybe it was 2 and above AP that causes you to gain stress. Okay, we'll do Ice Wall. Hopefully we draw another card. That's good. No. Okay, oh, never mind. It wouldn't have mattered. I would have gotten rid of him anyway. Very nice, very nice. It's Joe Mama for him. True! Create 1 Pierce every odd turn. Okay. Let's see what refinements I get. Hopefully I get the... Whenever a 2-cost card is used, gain 1 AP. If damage through a card was not dealt to an enemy for 1 turn, at the start of the next turn, increase damage amount by 50% for 1 turn. Increase the damage amount of exhaust cards by 25 at the start of battle if owning 33. Okay, we're adding the increased damage of exhaust cards by 25% because that's a flat upgrade for 9. So that's just going to deal way more damage. And then hopefully I can either get Extreme or I can get maybe Flash. I don't remember if Flash was good or not for 9. I feel like it's severely underutilized. What does that even mean? Your guess is as good as mine, man. Also, welcome! Welcome, how's it going? We'll do Hue on this guy. That gives me +2 AP, +1 card. We did draw a Purple Phantom, which means my Frost Shield not cost 2. But the Fate? Well, well, well. It still works. And then we do Sacred Censer. Draw 2, add 2. Oh my gosh, this turn is looping infinitely. I can hardly contain myself. Then we can do Pierce on this one. Slash... maybe? Yeah, okay. So now it's only going to be 1 of them. And then I hope he deals enough damage to kind of whittle this guy down a bit. Okay, and then we get rid of these. And then that one's going to upgrade. Oh, okay, I thought I had activated Frost Shield, or Ice Wall, but apparently I had not. That was just a regular Frost Wall that I triggered. Okay, so... Oh, I'm not going to take any damage. Let's just do Hue on this guy. Gives me +1 AP. Then I can use Hue on... Wait, I need to use Annoying. Then we do on this guy. Then we use Hue on him. And then... Oh, I want to get rid of the bleed cards, I think. Yeah, let's get rid of those. I don't want them to not attack me, actually. Just because they'll trigger my Frost Wall. So let's do Softy. And then let's do Healing Lights, and hopefully I can generate another card. Okay, I generated Sturdy. Not bad, not bad. So now it's going to hit all of them.
Bye-bye.
And here we go. Hue. And that's the round. Easy peasy lemons squeezy. Well, Will of Light. I don't know. I want them to cost 2. Okay, Counter Blade for the cost 1 where it uses it. I mean, that's basically a free +2 AP at the beginning of every turn for every turn that I have AP Hue in hand. So, let's see. We'll do Hue here. I really like that Sacred Sensor's initiation as well with the cost 2. So now I can use Sacred Sensor here, draw another card, gain 2 AP. Then I'll use Counterblade. Then I think I'll use Pierce on this guy because he's going to try and get rid of my cards. Mama Dizzy. What? And then Frost Shield, I think, for some extra counterattack stacks. So whenever I get Ice Wall, or Frost Wall? Ice Wall? Whatever, one of those. Here we go, Ice Wall. Then I've got a couple more. And then Hue's going to trigger, and I'm going to get +2, draw 1. Then, yeah, I can do Fighting Spirit. Oh, actually, it's costs 2 already, so I don't need to use Fighting Spirit. And there we go. Ice Wall, Frost Charge. Then we'll do, you know, Softy costs 2, so we can draw more. Very nice, very nice. Then we can do Slash. Yeah, let's just activate this. I do want, like, a better... I kind of wish that, was it Will of Light, had better epiphanies, because, I don't know, activating every single retain effect, she's just so passive. I don't know, it feels like when I play with Orlea, she's probably doing a lot of heavy lifting in terms of healing and everything, but it just doesn't feel like she does a whole lot, because she's so focused on buffs. Easy peasy lemon squeezy mama dizzy. I don't think that rhyme works out as well as you think it does, Kirigami. I think that's missing a little bit of the vowels or syllables to it. Okay. Rest or meditation? Okay. Let's see. Sacred Sensor is fine. Will of Light is it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. ... 6 out of 10. Harsh. It's a tough crowd out there. Then... yeah, I don't need to reroll anything. I think I'll do Rest. And honestly... Wait, do I have one... No, okay, it costs 120. I was gonna see if I could remove one card, and then hopefully I could thin out my deck a little bit more. So... yeah, let's see. Okay, Sensor I'm not gonna activate. I'll use Hue. Wrong move? What? What do you mean? I could do Ironclad. Because Flash does what now? Flash is all 3 cost, but it has Ignition, which is okay. Ironclad does give me Shield, but Massacre's AoE. I think I'm gonna do Ironclad, because the Massacre debuff is... kind of bad. Oh, I just found out as well, because they updated how some of the calculations are done. The 6113 percentage here is now the post-result effect of this increased damage by 30%. So they finally fixed that from having to do the calculation manually. I don't know why. I can't do big calculations with 100 multiplied by 30% because I've only got 1 brain cell, so it's impossible for me. But also I just don't want to like have to faff about like, oh, what's 413% multiplied by 1.3? What's the percentage result of that? So at least they've dumbed it down for me, which is nice. And yeah, I didn't get Ice Wall here because the next turn... Oh wait, no, this turn they're probably gonna defense. Yeah, they're defensing. They're defensing! We'll use... Oh, okay. I mean, this is just easy peasy. Squeezy my lemons. See, it doesn't have to rhyme, guys, am I right? And... Frost Shields... None of them are attacking, though. Really, man? Really? You mean you got the one micro brain cell? Yeah, unfortunately. It's all I have left. I don't have much else. What do you want from me, man? And then we can do Healing Light. Maybe... No, okay. I don't want to use Fighting Spirit because it just exhausts a random attack card, and I have no attack cards in hand, so it doesn't matter. Let's... It makes me feel like I should have picked Massacre, just so that I could have dealt AoE damage, but... I don't know, that Divine Epiphany was pretty good. Oh, okay. Immediately got rid of... Bye-bye! Hasta la vista. Can't believe it. Let's dupe Fighting Spirits, maybe? Yeah, I think we dupe Fighting Spirit. I really just need more of those upgrades. Extra attack damage or Crimson Sword. What does my party's equipment look like? Okay, so 9 is basically the only one, but yeah, both of these are weapons. Let's just use second method. And then 65 on the first floor is not half bad. That's a lot of upgrade materials. Let's see, which one has the most upgrade materials along it? First of all, let's check. We've got Cheerful or we've got Possession. I think Cheerful is probably the better one. Then we can go either up or down, but which one? Down so far, no, actually both of them seem fine. We can do bottom, hit this one, hit this one. Okay, there aren't as many abnormal enemies as I would have hoped, but yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, I'm just trying to grind out for extra upgrade materials for the Zero system. Oh, okay. I mean, this is a stupidly good hand. So we'll activate Iron whatever Fist. Then we'll do Ironclad. Then we'll do... Oh, Fighting Spirit, here we go, and then we activate that, and then we gain +3, so now we're at 3 again. Then I'm at Ironclad... Wait, I can activate Fighting Spirit again! There we go, activate Ironclad. Into another Ironclad? And the battle's over. Oh my gosh. Oh wait, I thought the battle was over. What the hell? What are you guys doing here? Out of here, dweebs. Okay, Ice Wall into more card draw. Ooh, Healing Shield of Light into more card draw. And then we'll just do the rest of these as slashes and then activate it all. Yeah, whatever. And that ends up being the end of it. Man, it's so... I really like the Divine Intervention effects, where it turns every +2 cost card into something crazy like this, because it's unironically made the curse card good. Pot of Greed into more card draw. Wait, what does Pot of Greed do? Pot of Greed allows me to reach into my deck and draw 2 cards and add them to my hand. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. But yeah, this this Divine Intervention is essentially that. Look, when a 2-cost or higher card is used, gain 2 AP and draw 1 card. And I've got so many cost 2s, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this one technically counts, Fighting Spirit technically counts as activating my highest cost card to then trigger Ironclad, which is +1 into another +1. So it's always net 0. It's kind of nuts. Oh, but then this one. Wait, where's my curse card? It's not showing my curse card. What? It should show my curse card. Okay, whatever. I guess you'll have to see it at the store. But the curse card is also a cost 2, but when drawn, converts a card to cost 2. So, in like worst case, let's say, immediately Fighting Spirit. In worst case, what happens is it increases the cost of a card, but in best case, it can make something like my Ironclad also cost 2. So we can actually reduce the cost even though its intention was to increase the cost, which is really quite funny, I think. Then we'll trigger Ironclad again, and then we can trigger Ironclad again, and then I'm going to trigger Censor. And there we go. See, and now, like, at the beginning of the turn, I only had 5 cards, but now I have, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 cards, so I've drawn my entire hand. This is essentially single-player Yu-Gi-Oh! At this point. It's insane. I absolutely love the amount of combo potentials that you can do. You know, the main weakness of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that you're forced to sit down and watch someone do a 30-minute combo without you being able to interact, but at least in this, I'm always doing the 30-minute combo, and that means I'm the one getting to play the game, not them, not them. And no, there's no harm here because it's all PvE. I can live out my fantasies of playing the entirety of Synchrotron without any issues. Facts. Exactly right? It's insane! Okay. Either I can go for Divine Epiphany or increase it to 2 cost. Of course I'm picking 2 cost. My endless cutscene will never end, hence it's endless. You get it. Whatever. There is no next turn! So, let's see. Obtain rare legendary equipment. Let's check this. I want to see if there's maybe some like unique armor piece that I haven't gotten from this event. Kirax Core or Kirax Core decrease credits. Take the items and run away or initiate battle. You know what? Let's initiate battle. I just want to fight things. They can't stop me anyway. And let's throw this onto 9. That should be pretty good. But yeah, I feel like in my analysis, so to speak, or in how I felt about Season 1 of CZN, Chaos Era Nightmare, I had the impression that this game has so much potential to feel like Slay the Spire mixed with Yu-Gi-Oh! In terms of the insane amounts of combo potential, and that's exactly what I want, because I really love that they added this Yu-Gi-Oh!-esque effect, rather with the roguelike effect of being able to make your characters busted at the cost of getting no save data. Don't know what bro is yapping about, but fine by me. Okay, so essentially, there's this game called Yu-Gi-Oh! And what Yu-Gi-Oh! Has turned into nowadays is basically an endless combo simulator. So most meta decks, like what people will play as being most popular, takes like half an hour to finish some of the combos. I mean, if you look at, what was that name of the deck that, Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck that places monsters as spell cards and synchros? C something, Sella whatever. I forget what it was called. It's not Millennium. It relies mostly on a, on a synchro system where it places your monster cards as spells. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is garbage and I'm a raccoon. What? Oh, I can't believe it. But yeah, the fact that they added this roguelike mode feels like it was made for me. It feels like it was made for me. I don't have to care about the PvE. I don't have to care about anything else. I can just play immediately with characters that are adjusted for the level of the content that I have to play, and I can just play it at an insane difficulty and get a whole bunch of rewards and upgrades out of it. And that's what I really like the most about it. This hole is mine. Yes, this hole was made for me. It was made for me. So, oh my gosh, it's like right at the tip of my tongue. What the name of this deck was called. Seriously. What on earth? Surely I must be able to find it. Please, man. Why can't they just have, like, an easy name? Most of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Decks have, like, some insane combination of, like, I don't know, puns in their name. I found out, I don't know why it didn't cross my mind recently, but Bujin Warriors, it just means warrior, and they're warrior cards. Like, the entire archetype just means warrior. Are you kidding? That's what it means? I don't know. Time to bring back Greensmith to the game. Exhaust 2, damage to all enemies, I think is better. But yeah, in speaking of, like, Yu-Gi-Oh!-esque systems, I do really wish that, like, Chaos Era Nightmare, its first season didn't have as much potential as this one, but this season, I think, is really showing off what the potential of Chaos Zero Nightmare has to it. Like, if they keep adding more things that add conditionals, like the arena cards where, oh, every odd turn, if you have this amount of cards in hand, if you use this card when at 2 AP, or if you have 2 AP cards, then draw one, like, conditionals like that make for so cool combos to become possible. And here we go. This is the exact thing I'm talking about. When the 3-cost or higher card is activated, 1 AP once per turn. That is so cool. Genuinely so cool. This hole was made for you? No. No, Kirigami. I refuse. Be gone! And combos like this, I feel incentivize playing otherwise uncommon decks, and I feel like, and I spoke about this I think last stream yesterday, that 9 is a really cool character because compared to quite a lot of the other characters that we've gotten so far, has so much versatility in how her epiphanies work. I'll show you after, because it's kind of hard to explain without like giving like a full view of what I mean, because just sitting here saying, oh yeah, this card does this thing when you give it an epiphany, which is essentially just like a skill tree-ish branch where you pick out what version of an upgrade you want. While that does exist for every single card, the difference is that for characters like 9, they have a certain amount of versatility to them that other characters don't have. So she's got a lot of mechanics that you can choose from to focus on, whereas characters like, let's say, Yuki focus on only 1 or 2 mechanics, and those 2 mechanics, one of them is like the default, do you want to deal more damage? This is the card for you. Or do you want to focus on her innate skill? Then this is the card for you. But all of her epiphanies, aka those unique upgrades to that character, are very singular in their purpose, so they only fill like a niche of it, but they're generic enough that they can be applied to like the whole thing. So your deck variance doesn't actually feel like it's that different from when you started. Whereas with characters like 9, what ends up happening is that you have like 4 or 5 different mechanics to this one character that makes it so anything you play differently ends up feeling like a wildly different deck. So for instance, her Hue card, this one that I just used. Okay, it shows up in the extinguish pile? Yeah, so Hue here has Ironclad, and this one is a version of the card where it gives you shield, but there's a version where it deals damage to all enemies, there's a version that activates when you trigger a counterattack, there's a version that, that decreases its cost whenever you exhaust a card. So there's like already 4 different mechanics that you can go into. And that's nuts. Like just in terms of how much versatility she has for any kind of build. So in a sense, I feel like she's overpowered in ways of bringing her into any chaos means that you end up with like any deck you want, or she can adapt to any situation. And I think that's what makes her so much fun to play with, because any combination of cards, any combination of characters, it just works, okay? Like Todd Howard said, it just works. And I don't know, it's so much fun to play with because of that reason. Also, I'm kind of worried that the Aether Eater is gonna run away here, so I want to draw a card. Something? Okay, slash. There we go. It didn't get away. You won't escape. Got him? Got him! I think, yeah, okay, even if I was gonna be attacked, then it would have gone him anyway. But, yeah, it's Jover for him, dude! But I'll show what I mean more specifically once I get to the character page, because I think it's really worth talking about, since I think the future of CZN is going to look a lot like... and this is going to sound a little bit weird, it's going to look a lot like single-player Yu-Gi-Oh! With all of the combos. The only difference being that obviously you're playing what is more essentially a Slay the Spire-like, due to its deck-building roguelike nature, rather than, you know, the traditional Yu-Gi-Oh! Format where you're watching the other person play for 30 minutes and then you contemplate, do I have... or is 7 hand traps enough to play? Or do I have to wait for the next round to do anything? So I think The future of Chaos Zero Nightmare is looking like that, but I'm not averse to it. Damage to all... Ooh, okay. I kind of want to do this one. I haven't played with this version of the Epiphany of this card before. At least not often. So, this one, 202 shield, damage to all enemies equal to shield owned. I feel like this should still be a skill card, though. I don't think this should be an attack card. I think that's a little bit unfair. Also, I think that version of the card, it kind of sucks. And it's unfortunate to say that it kind of sucks. I usually wouldn't play it, but only because I've got this Divine Intervention Fate, and Divine Intervention just means like the level of difficulty that I'm playing on. It's like a specific conditional, for those who aren't aware. It was added this new update. Essentially, it sucks because it's fixed damage, but also because it's not as powerful as you would think it to be. The issue with having damage be dealt based on the amount of shield you have is that, look, after 2 hits of Ironclad, I've only got 470, and without this Divine Intervention, I would be at 0 AP right now, but I'm still retaining at 2, which means that at most, I would have been able to have dealt 470 damage, which is nothing. It's just such a weak card for what feels like no reason. It really sucks, because I think it could be such a cool card. It's just not that useful. Like, you would need to play Magna with a lot more characters that build up a bunch of shield, but that then means you depend on playing a lot of characters that build up shield and not dealing damage. So, at least there aren't a whole lot of characters that build up shield and deal damage at the same time. You could argue that Amir deals a lot of damage and shields you at the same time, but her gimmick is more so on metallization, and that's not exactly the same. So, also, Fighting Spirit, okay, it didn't trigger annoying. That's a little bit odd. Never mind. Draw 2, please. Oh, Ice Wall. See, now if I draw it... Oh, wait, no, that was the one. I just used it there and I didn't even notice. I was so accustomed to already playing. Let's see. Activate Retain Effect. Then we get Swifty. It's a Rick and Morty reference in case you didn't get it. It's not. I'm just making shit up now. Source. It came to me in a dream. Fighting Spirit was increased by Purple Phantom. Not bad. It's essentially 0 cost. Though it would have been better if it was just 1 cost. Then we'll activate Hue Ironclad again. And then it's gonna... Oh, my hand is full! No! Okay. Whatever. And then we'll activate every single one of my cards. I think he's deaded anyway. Yeah, he's pretty much gone. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Let's see. I'm kind of excited to see how much of this upgrade resource I've gotten in this run. Let's see. So far... Okay, yes, let me continue through all this. Okay, we can add that to 9. So far, I have 100. Not bad for a single run. And then we've still got more. We've still got more of the elites or abnormal enemies showing up. So I think we'll be pretty a-okay. We're going to use Ironclad, then we're going to go into Sacred Censer for some extra draw. I am going to hit this guy, even though he's going to put on Camouflage. Okay, Fatal Strike immediately. Yes, please. Here we go. Then we can use Fighting Spirit. Oh my gosh. Keep it coming! Okay, then we can use Ironclad again. And it's gonna become max level. I've gone through the entire build, or the entire line of Hue there. That was nuts. Okay, we'll use Annoying on this guy. And then that will draw another card, and then we'll use Sacred Censer, and that will draw another card, and then we'll use Storm of Bitter Cold to gain some counter attack, and then I'll use my Frost Charge. There we go. And in 1 turn, I managed to build 1,500 shield. It's not as good as the Dialos buff, mainly because the Dialos buff is kind of busted for shield building, but it is still very... Ooh! First try! First try! Very nice, very nice. We'll do Glacial Iron Fist. Yes, I would like 2 AP and to draw 1. Then we'll use Ice Wall. Yes, I would like 2 AP and draw 1. And, you know, we can use Will of Light. I've got plenty of AP for the rest of the turn. I think I don't have enough... Yeah, I don't have enough cards, actually. We can trigger the Retain effect. I think of Sturdy just so that I heal a little bit. There we go. And then we're gonna end the turn. Unfortunate that I didn't get... Oh, wait, no! Ice Wall I lost because it doesn't deal damage to all enemies now. Okay. Oh, 2 Fighting Spirits in hand. Don't mind if I do. There's 1. Can you count to 1? How about 2? 2. Can you count to 2? Okay. How about 3? Can you count to 3? Okay. Oh, my hand is full. Never mind. So we won't be counting to 4. At least we did 3. But, counterattack? Okay. And that entire thing was done in only 3 turns, I think it was. Not bad. Not bad at all. We'll continue this way. I'm just hoping to max out the exploration. Heart of Gold. Honestly, I'm never dropped below. So, inside the nest. Let's see. Can I get some kind of unique item here? Remove 1 card. Divine Epiphany. Or, check the Invader Steward. Let's offer contract. What's sticky? Remove 2, it's horribly sticky. Okay. Let's just do Divine Epiphany. And then let's hope one of the cards. Okay, maybe not bad. At the end of the turn, shield 20%, reduce the cost of this card. Yeah, you know what? It's fine. It is technically a lead, so it's going to be activated, but if I draw it via the 2 cost, then, you know, it's 0, so what does it matter? Then we'll go to the store. And do I need to reroll any of my Divine Epiphanies? I probably don't have to. I've already got so many high-cost cards. Like, I could have maybe swapped out Experience Strike, but it's also just not necessary. I could also swap Growth Acceleration, but maybe I'll just get rid of Growth Acceleration. Or no, let's get rid of Slash. Slash isn't really that needed. Then... let's skim through these. I could do... No, Spike Shield doesn't cost 2. Which one costs? I can do Rage. If there are no other cards of other combatants in hand, decrease cost by 2. Well, it's a 2 cost, so I'm going to take this one. Very nice, very nice. And then we'll do Rest. I'll reduce stress of the party a little bit. At least a wee bit, you know? And then that takes us to the next Abnormal Elite enemy. And here we'll do Fatal Strike and we'll go into Ironclad. I'm just hoping that I get whatever it was called, the Fighting Spirits, and that would be the reason why I'm playing in this order specifically. Then we can do Rage. Very nice. And we can do 2 Vulnerable. And I think we go into Sacred Censer so that I can try and draw Fighting Spirit. Which I didn't do, I don't think. Nope. Okay, then we'll trigger the Retain effect, and we'll go into Softy, which will deal more damage on the next attack card used, to which we'll use Ironclad. I probably could have used Frost... Ooh! And here's Fighting Spirit. Don't mind if I do. Bye-bye! And it hit one of the ads, unfortunately. Let's do Frost Charge, so it does vulnerability. Then we'll use Ironclad on the Elites. And it was a crit. Turn 1 elimination. Yeah, it ain't easy being cheesy. Critical chance? No thanks. We're just gonna discombobulate. Deconstruct it. Get rid of it. Get out of here! And... oh, here we go. Here's the butthole again. We've got... I failed this the first round last time, so let's try the middle one. And this one gives me Rage. Let's go for Atomic Decomposition. Okay, we'll have to put it on Orlea, I suppose. Then... you know what? Increase all combat and stress by 5. Select 1 cards to Epiphany. Yeah, let's Epiphany a card. Okay. Softy, yeah. I think we do Softy and add Vulnerable to all enemies. Vulnerability is just like such a good effect to have. And we're just 1 away from the boss of this area, so not half bad. Not half bad at all. Glacial Iron Fist, then probably Censor, then into Ironclad. I'm hoping that I can draw more of the Fighting Spirit. Oh, we can also do Fatal Strike. Yeah, let's do Fatal Strike. It doesn't wholly matter, but it would be nice. Then we'll use this. There we go, Fighting Spirit. Very nice, very nice. And then we trigger it. And then I'll activate Ice Fragment, then we'll activate Ironclad yet again. And because now I've got 4, I can do Ironclad yet again. And then because Ironclad is now at maximum level... Oh, I'll do Ice Wall first, actually. Ice Wall first, and then I'll do Frost Charge, and then into Ironclad. Very nice. If that was a critical hit, I think that would have won. Oh, and I drew Fighting Spirit now. That would have been pretty nice. But let's do Will of Light, and then I think my Swifty should gain some more damage. I'm wondering if I can actually finish him off here. Let's trigger Retain Effect on Swifty. And no, it wasn't enough. Whatever. It was fairly close, at least. Fairly close. Here we go. Let's do Rage, and then we can do Atomic Decomposition. Ooh, Divine Epiphany. Always attack weakness and 3 morale? Oh my gosh. Until I choose to stop. I hate pain more than anything. 2 achievements in a single battle? Well, well, well. And then let's remove even more cards. I think we'll get rid of yet another Slash. And we can do Pulverize. I think Pulverize on 9 would be pretty good. Let's shuffle. Shuffle. Okay, none of the items are any good. And then let's recover some of the stress because I gained 5 when I did that Epiphany thing. But at least for finishing all of the turns so quickly, I'm not gaining much stress whatsoever. Okay, here we go though. We've got the bug people. Bug people. Gain a lot of shield, use the Sacred Sensor. I'm thinking we use Annoying. Okay, Pulverize. Yep. We'll do damage reduction, just because why not? And that also drew a card, but I should draw 2. Then we'll do Ice Wall. Oh my gosh, it can critical hit? Very nice, I suppose. You know, maybe I should just use Softy right now, because I'm going to be dealing a lot of damage. Then let's use Annoying, and that will deal a bunch of damage. Then we'll use Fighting Spirit on Ironclad. Boing! Here we go. And then, oh, Atomic Decomposition, don't mind if I do. And that will do weakness damage. Then let's use Fatal Strike. Very nice. Okay, I did not get yet another Fighting Spirit card. But here we go. Ironclad used again. And we're gaining an AP. So now we're at 4. And then I can trigger this. And I think we've just beaten this boss on the first turn. Wow. Okay. And we'll copy a card. Whatever, it'll be Secret Sensor. There's no more extra content yet or extra battles to continue. Wings of the Swarm or Pulsating Egg. Let's do Pulsating Egg, because that one is actually useful. There we go, plus 15% attack and max 10 HP. And then God's Hammer to refine it. Okay. When a card is exhausted, plus 25% damage amount, recover 5% of max HP. Ooh! That would have been really good if I could actually save this entire kit. 131 resources gained in a single run, by the way. That's, really high. I think I usually get like 50 when I don't play a Divine Intervention, so this is really good for building this, actually. Man. If only I had done this earlier. Okay, here we go. And then we also got like 1,000, yeah, nearly 1,200. Oh, here we go, Kirkin's Oracle again. Let's do that. Nice. Very nice, very nice. And then as you can see, Kirkin is this really hot lady here. And then you get some story. Oh, yep. And then for upgrading, we're going to get the Ascendant Revelation again. So now I've got a 9% extra chance for a Divine Epiphany. And then, yeah, I'll do defense code deletion for the Aether Eater, because oh my gosh, it gaining that much shield per turn is a little bit insane. Also, weekly has been reset because I've now got 4 out of 4. So, I will quickly, before the stream ends, because yes, it is unfortunately that time, I went to the show and talk a little bit. It's a little bit of my show and tell. Smash. It's a little bit of my show and tell for what I was meaning when I say that 9 fulfills so many more niches than other characters. So taking Yuki, for example, because she was one of the previous season characters, if we look at if we take a look at Flash Slash, her epiphanies for this card are decrease cost, add hit, for each card of this unit drawn for 1 turn damage amount, which is, to be fair, a little bit more unique, but this was added post-patch, so this was added with Season 2. Otherwise, this was also just an increased damage, and then this one, decrease cost. So you've got 2 alternatives, either more damage or decrease the cost of the card, and you can see the exact same thing happens with Trickery Strike. Again, some of these have been changed post-patch, like this middle card, so it is a little bit more unique, but this one, for instance, is deal damage, activate inspiration, retain and retrieve, activate inspiration, draw a card with inspiration, decrease cost by 1 for inspiration. So, kind of, she's got like 2-ish niches that she can fit in, but if you look at 9, and her hue card, you can look at her epiphanies, Ironclad, which gives her shield, or you can do Extreme for really high damage build, because it goes up to 5 levels, whereas the other ones only have 3. Or you've got Flash, which adds the new Ignition effect keyword. Or you can do Massacre for the AoE attack, or Ambush for counterattack. So every single one of these cards are unique. That's what I'm meaning, that like 9 is super malleable as a character. Not only because she can choose between so many of these different mechanics that she wants to focus on, but also because most other characters in comparison don't have that much versatility. And that's just one of her cards. We took a look at 2 of Yuki's, and even if I were to take a look at Prepare to Subdue, which is one of her draw cards, again, same thing here. Draw 1 card of this unit, draw 1 card of this unit at the start of the next turn, draw 2 cards of this unit. Like, it's very, very simple, and unfortunately doesn't really have a whole bunch of niches that you can fill as a result of it. If I were to look at Haru, it is somewhat similar. Like, some of her cards do have a little bit more variance to them. Like, yes, this one is increase the amount of damage for each time you play it, or you can do a combo one, or you can have everyone discard their cards. So you can kind of have a bit of a unique take on it, but ultimately will all boil down to playing Anchor Shot, so you still end up playing what feels like a very similar strategy. Don't forget Serenial is OP too. Yeah, I'm not meaning that she's not OP, and I'm not like using this to point out characters per se. I'm just meaning that some of the more recent characters that we've gotten have been way more varied in terms of kit. Like, even if I'm looking at Serenial, just by any points of playing her deck, you eventually fall into a very similar gameplay loop of, oh, I play Serenial to get a character or an enemy into Ravage, then I draw my homing laser cards, and then I activate, like, what was it, Afterlights, Afterburn, or whatever it was called? Afterglow, that's it. So you activate Afterglow. So she's still got, like, yes, she's a very fun character, she is also got a pretty strong deck, and she focuses a lot on tenacity damage, but that's the thing. She's got a niche that she fills. It feels like 9 has not only a niche that she fills, but she's so versatile between multiple teams that you can play her defensively, you can play her as an exhaust unit, like Ray, due to how Fatal Strike, one of its epiphanies, works. Like, this one. So Fatal Strike you can use to exhaust other combatants' cards, or you can focus on your hue card, or you can focus on gaining shield, or you can increase the damage of exhaust cards, which works well with Tressa, it works well with Ray, it works well with Orlea, it works well with, I think, Calipe, though I've not built Calipe, I got her recently, and I've not really tried Chizuru whatsoever. It apparently works really well with Luke, I had someone join the chat yesterday and tell me that they had a really good build with Luke. So just by that fact, having like 5 potential teams that she can be slotted into is already way more than what some other characters have. Serenial, yes, she's really strong as an independent unit, but were you to try and have her fill another niche, like let's say, oh, I wanted Serenial to work in a counter-attack team. She does nothing to really facilitate that. Okay, what about a retain team? Well, Serenial doesn't really facilitate a retain team, she's just strong independently. But 9 can facilitate a counter-attack team because of Hugh going into ambush, or if you wanted to go into exhaust, as said with Fail Strikes Epiphany, or if you wanted to go into, let's say, I mean, cards draw is usually reserved for support, so unfortunately that's like not a niche, but again, she's not meant to fulfill every niche. You could possibly argue that due to her being able to exhaust cards, that she works as a card draw niche since there are less cards to play from, but my main point is that she's extremely versatile. And it makes me wonder if that's going to be the standard for characters going forward, because I really like that. I think Narya had a cool idea, but unfortunately as soon as I saw Narya, I immediately began to think of Rei with her whole damage-based recovery. The only difference is that Narya triggers it based on anyone's attacks, and Rei does it based off of her attacks. So I'm kind of biased towards liking Rei a little bit more, but also because I have her at like C6. So it's, yeah. If anything, I do like all of the characters, of course, but I'm very biased towards 9 right now because of how much I like her deck. And hopefully, and this is one of the things I was hoping whenever they added retroactively the lobby to Amir, that I'm hoping eventually, maybe, we can have the chance to swap out some of the cards in the future. Like, let's say, oh, this character gets an alt, maybe they'll allow us to swap out some of the cards or mix and match, and therefore you can have even greater character versatility down the line by being able to pick which cards you want, so you can have a little bit more customization. At least I can flex Narya on you. Yeah, she's in the standard banner, so eventually we'll see about getting her. I don't think I'll get her anytime soon, though. But also, I think that characters like Rei, they don't really have a whole lot of like super unique mechanics. She's got the whole Dark Mist stance thing, and they did recently give her a buff with gain Dark Mist stance and remove the limits off of Black Dance, but I don't think with some of her cards that there are a whole lot of niches that they fill. Yes, maybe it's because they're attack units, but I don't think that should be the case just because they're an attack unit. Like, 9 could be your main attacker, even though she's considered Vanguard. But with Reen, for instance, she has a couple of things she does, like creating a card, retaining Dark Mist stance, but this doesn't really do much besides help facilitate her own kit. So I'm kind of hoping that future characters aren't as selfish, but Reen will still always be my favorite character. I'm hoping that the future kits won't be as selfish and they can at least do a couple more things generally. But yeah, I think that brings us to the end of stream. All in all, I would say today went pretty well with grinding some of the enemies, and I am working on the schedule. I am working on editing a couple of videos, so hopefully I'll have to see how busy I am or how much motivation I have for working on them. But with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in today. It was a little bit of a peaceful stream, so to speak, today, of just playing. Didn't seem like a whole lot of people tuned in, but it's fine. I'll be here every single day, regardless of circumstance. So, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow, not at the same time as today, but same time as like my schedule listed it. Anyways, thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend and day. Bye bye. Bye bye.